Hi, and thanks for watching the DIY Daddy channel. My name is Don, and in this video we're going to be making mini toe pincher coffins. These things are pretty cool to have around Halloween. Last year I made one of these to dispense my candy out of for the kids. Turns out in this neighborhood a 2-foot coffin was nowhere near big enough. I was cleared out within like the first hour of the evening. But I'm going to show you how to make this little 2-footer. It's very different making a small one versus a large one. As you can see, I've got a 6-footer right there that I'll show you eventually how to make. Alright, so first off I've got 2 pieces of pallet wood that I grabbed. And just about every project that I make is out of pallet wood because it's free, it's decent wood, so why not? The nice thing about pallet wood is that sometimes you can find wood that's really aged and gray, which adds to the spook factor for your coffin. So what I did is I measured out 2 feet, and I'm going to take these little sections here and I'm going to space them fairly evenly. It's not really, you don't need to be that picky about it. Tack them into place. So now what I'm going to do is I've got that 2-foot line, and I'm going to cut that off at that point. So there we have it. We've got the bottom. Now, personally, I like to leave these on the outside. It's a smoother surface, especially if this is going to be like a gigantic candy dish. It reduces the risk of like scratching surfaces, whatever you have it on. All right. So we measure this. We've got 18.5 inches. Again, 18.5, 18.5, and we're good to cut. The other side. To tack on the top, and this is the part where you want to make sure that you move things around so they line up and they're straight, because again, pallet wood can be twisted. So this spot to cut the shoulder pieces. Now, when I make these, I make them to look rickety, like they're old, they've been banged up a bit. If you want to make them look perfect, there's places online to find exactly what angle you need to cut each of these pieces at so that they all fit in perfectly. I found that a 15-degree angle works pretty good. So what I'll do is take my saw here and set it to 15 degrees. Alright, so I cut this at a 25-degree angle. But keep in mind that your angles are going to vary depending on, what dimensions or what measurements you chose to go from here to there, how far down. I did 5.5 inches, and with this it equates to a 25-degree angle. So I've got that. I'll line that up and make my mark. Other side, I'm going to use the same degree angle. That way the top piece will fit flush going across. Again, cut so that the angles look like that. When we tack it onto the top, you'll see that it goes right down with it. It follows it. All right. Mark where that next angle needs to come in. So now, I've got the top piece. All I gotta do is tack it on. Alright, so we've got the base of our coffin done. Alright, so now what we're going to do is make the lid. So now, one thing that I've done with this model, and you can do it differently if you like, when I made the bottom piece, I tacked things onto the side. Some people tack them onto the top. That makes it a deeper coffin. Putting it on the side makes it a wider coffin. Because I'm going to use this to store candy, I decided to put it in that direction. Alright, so now that I've got some wood lined up on the outside, what I'm going to do is set the coffin centered on it, upside down. Make sure that it is centered. Now I'm going to take my pencil and trace the outline. Now I've got the outline of my lid on these 3 pieces of wood. Now it's just a matter of cutting them. Here we are. There's the lid. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this wood that I used to make the legs of the other one, and I want it to fit inside the inner rim of that. So because I know that this wood is about 3/4 of an inch thick, I want to make sure that whatever measurement I do going along, I take in at least 1.5 inches. So from shoulder to shoulder, it's 12 inches. So I'm going to take in about 2 inches. So let's do a 10-inch piece. Inches, so we'll do 7 inches. 9 inches, so we'll do 7 inches. Alright, and there's our lid. So, it should fit right in. Just like that. So your coffin is technically done, because at this point, you know, people typically, I mean, coffins are nailed shut, they don't usually have hinges, but you can put hinges on them. Find an old hinge or something and mount it, one on there and one down here. But keep in mind that when you have the hinges on, it won't open when it's standing up, because it'll follow this slanted line, which means it'll open like that and the bottom corner will rub on the ground. But otherwise, that's it for your coffin. So you just have it on your counter like that, or like this with candy in it, and you got yourself a nice creepy little Halloween decoration. All right, and that's all there is to building a small coffin. You know, once you've gotten the hang of it and done it a couple times, you can pump one of these out in like half an hour. Really, they're really not that difficult to make. So if you have any questions, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, put the questions down here, and hope to see you on the next one. Have a good one.